Every day across our Father's world, despite decades of breathtaking human achievement, our sun rises on a planet that's home to millions of people who are poor, lost, and hurting. Sometimes they are hidden from our eyes. Sometimes we hide our eyes from them. But as this broken world presents itself, true followers of Jesus become instruments of hope, life, and justice. At Partners International, we believe that Jesus is present when we reach out to our neighbors. We work through Indigenous partner ministries around the world who understand the needs of their local communities and are positioned to meet those needs. For over 60 years, Partners International has linked arms with leaders of some of the most exciting Christian movements of our time. One of these movements is represented by Marcio Garcia. As the director of the Evangelical Mission for Assistance to Fishermen, or EMAF, Marcio is passionately committed to serving the fishermen who live along the isolated villages along the Atlantic coast of Brazil. His calling is to bring the light of Christ into this dark and dangerous part of the world. Brazil is the world's fifth largest country. Its Atlantic coastline stretches for almost 7,500 kilometers, and some of the country's poorest people live and work in the fishing villages that line this enormous shore. Most of these villages can only be reached by water, so their residents are cut off from basic services that others take for granted, such as education, healthcare, clean water, and electricity. For more than 20 years, Marcio Garcia and his family have served these isolated, forgotten people. EMAF exists to bring the hope of the gospel to each of Brazil's fishing villages. Through the mission he leads, Marcio directs a team of 62 workers currently serving more than 150 villages and reaching out to hundreds more. When Marcio completed his first survey in 1986, he discovered that 2,000 villages had no knowledge of Jesus Christ. Since then, EMAF workers have made contact with hundreds of these villages, where they address both the spiritual and physical needs of fishermen and their families. Over the years, the ministry has developed the following programs that help minister God's love to families. As is always the case, children are the most vulnerable to the perils of poverty. Without nutritious food and good hygiene, a child is often the first family member to fall ill. EMAF operates 2 children's centers where more than 180 preschool children receive meals, clothing, shoes, medical and dental treatment, Bible teaching, and much love. Through a monthly sponsorship program, Canadians can help assist families by ensuring that these young children continue to receive the care they need. The fishermen living along the coast do not have access to hospitals, clinics, or even a residential doctor, so simple infections can become life-threatening illnesses. EMAF organizes medical and dental teams that visit communities on a rotating basis, caring for the health of impoverished families. Meeting health needs offers a tangible expression of God's love to people in pain. Several literacy centers and schools help to empower adults and children who have limited access to education. The gift of literacy offers people a new sense of self-worth and empowers them to make choices about their future. As is true in many countries, the poor are often victims of unscrupulous people and unfair practices. Education allows these villages to protect themselves so they are not taken advantage of. Workers have reached 150 villages, planting 32 churches and establishing scores of regular preaching points and home groups. These vibrant fellowships become a source of hope for the entire community as they continue to share the life-changing good news of Jesus Christ. The Evangelical Mission to Assist Fishermen represents a movement of God's Spirit in Brazil. EMAF touches the lives of poor coastal fishermen and their families with Jesus' caring hands of compassion and his message of hope and salvation. Thanks to the generous support of Canadians, this work will continue to prosper under the hand of God's blessing. For more information about EMAF or any of our other extraordinary partnerships, visit us at partnersinternational.ca.